Welcome to Charge Traveler. I'm Tom. I've been road tripping in my electric vehicles for the past few years. This time, I'm taking you along on a 15-day adventure from the Midwest to the Southwest and back, visiting 8 national parks and several national monuments along the way. In today's episode, we're hitting the road just after the 2024 total solar eclipse. The goal for today is to make it from St. Louis, Missouri to Amarillo, Texas. We've got about 775 miles to cover today, so we're starting early, hitting the road around 6 a.m. We'll make a quick pit stop at Wally's to grab ice before setting out. As we hit the road for our first long stretch, let me take a few moments to explain what we're doing here. The past couple of years I've done multiple long road trips in my Tesla Model X and also my Model 3 before that. Every trip gets a new round of questions from people along the way and afterwards about how it works. What's the range? How long does it take to charge? How much does it cost? Well, this series will cover all of that and some more. We've been on the road for almost 3 hours and it's time for our first stop to stretch and charge. This Tesla supercharger in Springfield, Missouri is one of my least favorites, but they've recently added 2 version 3 chargers that should be faster. Looks like they're available. Let's do a quick primer on versions of Tesla superchargers and the basics of what makes them different. Most of the chargers currently available in the United States are either version 2 or version 3. Version 2 chargers have a maximum charge rate of 150 kilowatts, while version 3 has a maximum rate of 250 kilowatts. The easiest way to identify a version 2 charger is to look for a silver ring at the base of the cable right before the handle. Version 3 cables are thinner and lighter, and you can really feel the difference when you plug it in. After plugging in and heading inside, I realized the charging stopped ramping up speed around 130 kilowatts. This charger should be getting 250 kilowatts. I moved the car and swapped out to the other side of the version 3 setup to see if it would be better. However, it also maxed out at 130 kilowatts. Fortunately, there's a new supercharger under construction at Buc-ee's a few miles away, so this should be the last time I have to stop at this charger. We arrived here at 8:54 a.m. and left at 9:26. Total time of 32 minutes, including moving chargers. We arrived with 9%, we're leaving with 74%, more than enough to get us to our next stop in 2.5 hours near Tulsa, Oklahoma. Welcome to Oklahoma. We won't be stopping to do much here except charge and grab a bite to eat, but we will be spending much of our time today driving across Oklahoma. It's time for our second charging stop of the day. This is a newer version 3 charger in Tulsa. It's lunchtime and the charger is in the parking lot of a Jersey Mike's sub shop, so we'll plug in and grab a sandwich. The charger added 83%, going from 5% to 88% while we ate lunch. This stop was 35 minutes, which was longer than we needed, but lunch was a bit slow since it was peak weekday lunchtime and we had to wait in line to order. Back on the road, we continue toward Oklahoma City, but pass right on through as we don't need to stop. We're heading for Weatherford, Oklahoma, which is a couple hours after our stop in Tulsa. We arrived with 17% at a 6-stall version 2 charger with 3 cars already charging. I had to pair up with someone and I knew they wouldn't be happy about it, but it is what it is. We plugged in and maxed out at 73 kilowatts, which is less than ideal, so as soon as someone left and there was an open pair, I moved and increased my charging speed to 148 kilowatts. We were in Weatherford for 26 minutes and added 44% to the battery. Not a great stop, but not out of the ordinary for these older version 2 superchargers. Back on the highway, we make our way toward our third and final state of the day, Texas. You may remember me telling you that this was the day after the solar eclipse, and you may also know that Texas was prime viewing space for the total eclipse. We made it to Shamrock, Texas. This is where I found out that I was wrong, and lots of people were traveling back today, not yesterday. This supercharger has a wait. We waited 20 minutes, and since this was a full version 2 charger, we were limited to 75 kilowatts for most of our charge. There were only 2 people in line when we pulled up, but while waiting, the line behind us grew. Sitting at the charger in Shamrock, Texas, I realized just how much post-eclipse traffic was affecting our journey. It was a reminder that even well-planned trips come with unexpected challenges. We stayed plugged in for 41 minutes, going from 13% to 66%. The weather was starting to turn a bit, and with the headwinds and the rain we had between Shamrock and Amarillo, we really needed this stop. Back on the road again and getting nervous about what future charging stops are going to look like, we make our way to Amarillo. The rain was not our friend, but we made it. Time to check into the hotel and grab some dinner. After dinner, I hit the supercharger next to the hotel so we could hit the ground running in the morning. I found another line of eclipse traffic, and also, it's still raining. I got in line at 8:23 p.m. I plugged in at 9:08 p.m. To be clear, I've never had to wait for a charger on any of my previous trips, and now I have 2 in a row. I'm worried that tomorrow is going to be more of the same, since most of the people in line have plates from Arizona and California, and I'm assuming they'll be heading in the same direction as me. The final charging session of the day added 72% in 45 minutes and set us up to get some sleep so we can do it all again the next day. All totaled, today we covered 776 miles, spent 11 hours and 15 minutes driving, and 2 hours and 55 minutes charging. This is not a great start. Hopefully tomorrow doesn't pick up where we left off tonight. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next episode, where we'll continue on to Flagstaff, Arizona, and visit our first national park. Thanks for riding along.